being able to create any database in MySQL Workbench or not. So let me first of all open up MySQL and let's see. First of all, let me open up MySQL. Fine. It's still opening up. Let's wait for a moment. Let me give a password to it. So my password is something like this. So fine, it has opened up. So we'll be closing the earlier query tab and we'll be creating a new query tab. Fine. Now we'll be moving to VS Studio Code and we'll be making a file. We'll be naming this file as this is my first file which creates a database. So maybe create db.py. So Pip has already installed MySQL connector. We need to import that connector. So we'll be importing mysql.connector, and from now on I'll be referring MySQL connector as dbc. So whatever methods are within this MySQL connector, I don't need to write that mysql.connector.connect or maybe .cursor. I'll be simply writing dbc.connect and likewise. So let me first of all create a variable mydb, and this dbc, that is mysql.connector.connect, has a method. The name of the method is connect, and it will be asking for the parameter which would say that the host for the MySQL Workbench is localhost, and also the user for that particular user is root, and the password which I have given. I've already opened up MySQL Workbench and it was opening with the password admin123. Next, what I need to do is that I need to say that my cursor, I need a cursor variable. My cursor equals to mydb.cursor. So this connect, whenever this mydb is a variable which is now holding a path to a connection. This path to a connection variable has an inbuilt method within it, cursor. This cursor method is required to execute any MySQL query. So we'll be now executing some MySQL query. And what that query would be? That particular query would be create database, if not exist. What would be the name of the database? Maybe let me move on to MySQL Workbench, and there is no database which is named such as maybe SS. Fine, SS. Fine. Now we need to execute this query. To execute this particular query, what I need to do is that I will be writing my cursor, that variable, and then I will be executing it. So my cursor is now having this my cursor. Okay, let me a lot of prompts are being opened up. Let me finish the lines of code and let me write query, passing the query into it, and then I will be explaining. Okay, fine. So first of all, mydb is holding a string to a, mydb is holding a string. It is a string which is holding the connection to the database. After the connection is being done, then that particular variable is having a method within it, a cursor. This cursor variable is responsible to execute any queries. So this is the query, create database if not exist, and my cursor.execute. This execution is only possible if my cursor is holding a reference or an interface reference to a variable cursor. So let me save the file, Ctrl S, and I will be moving into my terminal and I will be moving into that particular folder So name of the folder is ZX. So cd ZX, and I'll be running the file, and I think this file is not within ZX. That file is within April C. Okay, that file is within April C. cd dot dot. Okay, something else opened up. Let me press cd dot dot. Fine. Let me execute the script Python, and then later let me close this particular prompt, and I will be saying create db.py. Press enter. Let's see what happens. It says a no module named mysql. Fine. Create db mysql.connected as dbc, module not found, no module named mysql. So it is not being able to find mysql. Okay. Let me read the error one more time. Import mysql.connected as dbc, no module named mysql. So it is not being able to locate mysql dot connector. So let me see whether I have installed mysql or not. I will be moving into Windows R, cmd, and okay, I don't think I have installed mysql connector as of now. Maybe I have created earlier. Anyways, I will be writing one more time pip install, and then I will be writing mysql connector, and it is for the Python. Press enter. Let's see what happens. Requirement already satisfied. Fine. So mysql connector for Python is already being installed. Still it's saying that module not found, no module named mysql. So what might be the problem? Okay, so it is not being able to found no module mysql. Okay, so we will be jumping into the next video to solving this particular error, that how to eradicate this particular problem, no module name mysql, and I will be making a subsequent video to this, and in that video we will be discussing how to solve this particular problem.